Hey friend, in this video, we're going to talk about the vocal ambience arc and how you can tell a story with the ambience tracks that you have in your mix, and about how you can make the listener feel engaged from the very beginning to the very end, just with this one cool trick or thought process. I don't even know what to call it. It's not even really a trick. It's just like how the song evolves and how you can keep the listener engaged by pulling a lot in and then pulling a lot back. Before we dive in, I just want to say that there's a mixing cheat sheet down below, absolutely free. My gift to you. Pick that up. Just you can have it right next to your monitor while you're mixing. Just to double check. Be like, man, I don't know how to make this vocal brighter and sound good. Well, look at the mixing cheat sheet. It'll give you a few tips and few pointers on where to get started. So you can, if you ever do get lost or overwhelmed, simple. All right, so let's dive in. So in this particular song, this song is called Kingdom Now by Elijah Hickman, and it's a really, really fun song to mix. But I want to show you guys a couple of things about the song. And here, so you can hear at the beginning, his vocals are relatively dry.
Flesh and bone, he dwelt among us. Jesus the Son, sent down from heaven, cut off from life, pierced for our transgression.
Cool. And then as we get into like chorus 2, his vocals have a lot more reverb going on. As we dive into the bridge where it drops back down, we're pulling some of that ambience away.
And you're still moving now, you're still speaking now, you're still healing now. The kingdom is here. You're still breaking chains, setting captives free. God, you still part the sea. The kingdom is here.
And we start to build here.
You're still moving
more reverb,
now,
more delay.
You're still speaking now, but you're still healing.
And then when we get to this down chorus,
The kingdom is here.
pull it down a little bit.
Now he is seated, he is crowned. Your will be done now, as it is in heaven. The kingdom is here. Now
We're full in with all the effects.
he is crowned.
So the reason I'm doing this video is because on one of my last videos there were some free multi-tracks, and I told you guys to, send me your mixes, send me, I want to hear what you guys are mixing. I want to hear what it sounds like. I want to give you guys some pointers. And if you guys missed that video, just go check it out. It's all about how I recorded an entire worship session on a Behringer wing, and then mixed it to sound pro sounding with no overdubs or anything. So anyways, with all those mixes, I kept hearing that no one was doing a lot of effects automation, and you need to, because it's the engagement of the listener. So like, of course you should do vocal automation, like level and stuff like that. But like, whenever you're thinking about reverb and delay, it's when do you want the listener to feel close, and when do you want them to feel like a part of the big part of the song, like where it's opening up and it's expanding, and then, or when it's sucking back in to like kind of reel you back in. These are very important whenever it comes to mixing, and it's your job as the mixing engineer to create that. You can only do that so much in the songwriting and in the producing, but when it comes to mixing, like you're the one who has to create these moments and these feelings. So I'm just going to show you guys my automation here. And so these are my vocal automation for my lead vocal going on right here. And so you guys can see it's a little bit all over the place. It's not terrible. Like I've had way crazier looking automation lanes that I'm sure you guys have too. But this is just telling a story, right? So you guys can see that I have no delay. And just to give you guys a kind of a walkthrough, these are kind of just standard reverbs that I like to meld together. And then this is like this vintage reverb is like a much bigger sounding reverb. I did a whole video on this, so you guys go check that out. But But yeah, so because you guys can hear in the beginning here.
Sent down from heaven, cut off from life, pierced for our transgression, pressed and
And
crushed.
we can even solo that too. So I can just solo the vocals and the vocal effects bus here.
Sent down from heaven, cut off from life.
So just there's a touch of reverb there just to kind of put him into a space. But then as we get to like this chorus here,
Now he is seated, he is crowned. Your will be done. Now
the bigger reverb and the medium delay and the long delay are really making this vocal sound much bigger and wide and in like a much bigger space. But then it sucks back in here in the
you're
bridge.
still moving now. You're still speaking now. You're still healing now.
And what this is doing is it's creating like a basically part of the story timeline, and this is pretty common in worship music. You know, whenever you have a kind of a low, just keys or just guitar intro and vocal, and then you kind of progress in the chorus. You add a little bit here and there, and it kind of expands. And then in verse 2, usually the band comes in, which I don't know if they do that here. Yeah. So so they actually come in chorus 1.
Now he is seated, he is crowned. Your will be done. Now
It's kind of in a subdued type of thing, compared to chorus 2.
he is seated, he is crowned.
But the whole point is that now whenever we come into like verse 2 and the chorus 2 is like the vocals are evolving with the story of the song. And if you like, if I were to have super dry vocals on this chorus 2, it wouldn't make any sense. It would probably make the listener feel uncomfortable, but they wouldn't know why. And so, as much as I encourage people to, you want to mix at the biggest part of the song. So, like this last chorus would probably be the biggest part of the song.
Home is here. Now he is seated, he is crowned. So your will be done. Now
And I tell everyone, start from there, start from the biggest part, and then work your way backwards. But I often hear people dial in their reverbs and their delays in this section and then don't change them. So then when you come to like verse 1 here, where it's just guitar and vocal,
flesh and bone,
this is often what I'm hearing.
he dwells among us. Jesus the Son, sent down from heaven, cut off from life, pierced for our transgression.
And it sounds okay. Like it's not like the worst thing in the world. I kind of overdid it there for a second, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like it sounds fine, but it just doesn't match the actual story, the actual the kind of like a roller coaster. It's like you need to play with people's emotions a little bit, and this is where you as an audio engineer or you as the mixer, you get to actually create some of that emotion. You get to kind of become the musician in this sort of way where you're deciding to add a little bit more of these parts and these parts being reverb, delay, could be even be chorus or like a flanger, whatever. Like it could be anything. And so like automation is really your time to take what's already there sounding amazing and give it some emotion and maybe even bring emotion back, because you got everything compressed, you got everything sounding good, but sometimes it gets to a point to where after you've done that, it feels a little stale and you need to bring just some movement back into the song. And we all know that worship is all about movement. It's all about growing closer to the Lord, worshiping the Lord. And so that's what we want to create. We're always wanting to create, for the listener to have that intimate moment, right? Is like, I think often we forget about, hey, we need to focus on what the listener is doing for the worship music and how they can grow closer to God instead of, oh man, my snare sounds huge. Like, quit worrying about your snare sounding huge. Start worrying about, hey, is the listener gonna gonna be able to sink into a better relationship with the Lord because of how I've mixed this? That's a freaking good question for you to ask whenever you're mixing. And even if you're not you mixing worship music and you're mixing pop or indie or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the same question is, hey, is the listener engaging? Is the message getting across? With the way that I'm mixing, with the way that I am choosing to add or remove delay in these scenarios. Those are the most valuable questions because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what matters is the feeling that we get from music because music invokes feeling, right? And so I know I just went on like a huge tangent, but I just really want to point this out to you guys. One last little trick that I do at the end of some of my songs too is I take one of my vocal reverbs that I really like, and I will crank it so that like on his last line it like makes it sound big and washy. And so I did this with the vintage verb here, and so I'll just kind of show you guys that.
Now, as it is in heaven.
So it gives it like a nice resolve whenever you do that. Because say like if I didn't do that, so let's just pull this down.
As it is in heaven.
Sounds fine, like just as fine, but it just feels better, especially in the worship music realm. It feels a lot better. So I actually have this cranked at plus 10. I believe that's what it is. Just hit the undo.
Is in heaven.
But yeah, it's just cool stuff like that. And you could even do that going into like the bridge or something. Like if you guys have a big bridge thing. So like here on this last note, we can just try this real quick. Let me take this here.
Is in heaven. And you're
So it didn't work for this song, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like you guys can do that. I think one last thing. What did I do? There's a spot where I feel like. Yeah, so I left a lot of the effects down. No, where is it? Here.
The kingdom is here. Now he is seated, he is crowned.
Yeah, so I left a lot of the effects down because basically everything drops out here to go back into that last chorus. So it gets really just his vocals sound really dry, even though it still has a couple of reverbs on it.
As it is in heaven, the kingdom is here. Now he is seated, he is crowned. So your will be done. Now, as it is in heaven.
So that's pretty much the video, guys. Like literally create a story. You can create much more of a story with the song that you're mixing, literally just by automating the reverbs and delays. It's super simple, but it's often forgotten and not well thought out a lot of the time. And so don't hesitate to do this. Also, check out Kingdom Now by Elijah Hickman. It's a really good song. He's also writing some new stuff right now that I've been working on. So I'm really excited for people to hear that. And yeah, so yeah, just I don't know. I blanked for a second. I love you. Don't forget to check out the mixing cheat sheet down below. It's absolutely free. And hope you guys have a phenomenal week. I'll see you next week. I'm gonna get back to posting regularly because I haven't been, and I apologize. Life has been lifing, and yeah. So we'll be back to posting every Tuesday. Blessings.